Forget about those dumb pickup artists and relationship guru tricks. I'll show you what really attracts women sexually, and it only takes 2 strategies. Yes, you heard me right. You only need 2 strategies, nothing more. Before we get into that, here's the basic thing you must understand. Sexual attraction is just an emotion. As anyone who knows Shogun method will tell you, you can make a woman feel anything if you know the right trigger. These 2 strategies are like triggers of sexual attraction. Use them on a woman and watch her getting turned on. It's almost like a light switch. Now, I gotta warn you though, most guys will see these 2 sexual attraction triggers as a shortcut. I'm going to tell you this, don't treat them as one. You should still do the usual stuff like working on your confidence, lift weights, and so on. But let's face it, those things will take a long time for you to see the results. What I'm going to teach you are sexual attraction triggers that kick in almost instantly. And it's instant because you're appealing to a woman's raw, feminine nature. In a way, you'll be hacking into her subconscious mind. And because of that, she can't detect what you do, and that's a good thing. After all, if she doesn't know what you're doing, she can't stop you, right? Now, here's the thing. The idea of breaking into a woman's subconscious doesn't sit well with some people, and I understand that. If you're one of those people, you should stop right here, because you'll probably roll on the floor foaming in the mouth after hearing what I've got to say. But if you're an open-minded person who's receptive to new ideas, you're gonna love this. So, here's my question to you. Are you ready to learn what the 2 strategies are? Yes? Good. To begin, let's start from ground zero. How do women even think and feel about men? Fortunately, we've got this figured out. In Shogun method, Derek Rake explains, a woman perceives a man through what she hears and what she feels. Triggering her attraction is as simple as choosing how you talk to her and touch her. In the Shogun method community, we refer to this as the talk and the touch. Combine the right talk with the right touch, and voila, you've got sexual attraction in the bag. Simple, isn't it? Now, with the basic theory in place, let's dive into details. The talk is the first of the 2 sexual attraction triggers. With this strategy, your goal is simple. Master the art of seductive conversation. By this, I'm not suggesting you talk dirty to her like a sex maniac. That's just plain foolish. What you want to do is to warm her up so she's comfortable talking about sex with you. Remember how we talked about being covert and undetectable? Well, there's a sneaky way to nudge her into sex talk, and that's by playing a game. We call it Q&A Revelations, and it has 3 straightforward rules. 1. Take turns asking each other questions. 2. Any question is fair game. You can ask anything you want. 3. If a question gets too intrusive, say pass, and the asker must come up with another question. Simple, right? Now, here's how it all comes together. Begin with some safe questions to get the ball rolling, such as, tell me about your first crush. What attracts you to a man? What's romantic to you? Once she warms up, you can move on to spicier questions, like, describe your first kiss. Do you ever find yourself checking out a guy's butt? Which celebrity do you find attractive? Then ask, and if you had the chance, what would you do with him? Finally, escalate to the edgy questions, like these. What's your dirtiest sexual fantasy? What's the weirdest place you had sex? What's something you've seen in porn you've always wanted to try? What do you like your man to call you during sex? Where do you keep your sex toys? The beauty of this strategy is that you can test the waters without pissing her off. After all, it's only a game, right? And here's the exciting part. The deeper she goes, the more her sexual excitement builds. But that's not all. When she imagines something sexual during the game, she'll imagine doing it with you. This is where the strategy's hidden power lies. It's 100% undetectable. You're triggering her erotic imagination and she doesn't even know it. Sneaky, right? Now, if you've used this game a few times, you'll probably want to try something new. You can also use the Q&A Revelations game to fractionate her. What's fractionation? Well, it's hard for me to describe it here, but for now, understand this. Everything you do with a woman with Shogun method involves fractionation. It's the magic sauce that makes it such an unstoppable force. To find out more about this essential strategy, go to fractionation.org. The last time I checked, they offer a free masterclass that teaches you about how to use it like an expert. It's like an online boot camp for mind control. Got that? Good. So far, we've covered the first trigger for sexual attraction, the talk. Next, let's move on to the second trigger, The touch. Like the talk, the touch is all about being subtle and gradual. It's about taking baby steps so you build her sexual excitement slowly but surely. In Shogun method, we have this concept we call the touch progression sequence, or the TPS. You start with the safe spots where you can touch her and see if she's comfortable with you. If she's not, then you must stop. But if she is at ease with your touch, you can proceed with the sequence. To give you an idea, think of the touch progression sequence like this. Start with a handshake or a high five. Move on to a hand on her shoulder or when she hooks her arm around yours. Gradually progress to touching her back or neck. Take it a step further with more physical contact. Finally, reach the top when she pulls you in for a kiss. The goal is to climb the TPS, one step at a time, until you reach that kiss. So, let's break it all down in a practical way. When you start your relationship, go for a handshake or a high five. Then, on your first date, let her loop her arm around yours as you head into the restaurant. During a park outing, gently touch her neck while admiring her necklace. As things progress, you can get a bit more touchy on the dance floor at a club. But remember, don't be creepy or pushy. Now, if she resists your touch at any point, no problem. Just step back to the previous TPS level and hang out there for a while. Then, you can give it another shot in the future. Remember, it's all about building comfort and connection through the touch, one step at a time. Compare this with the pickup artist approach of going straight for the jugular. That's why pickup lines and gimmicks fail so badly. Us Shoguns understand one crucial thing that regular guys don't, and it's this. Women need lots of warm-up. The most important thing to know is that to attract a woman, you must follow a sequence. To make a woman fall in love with you, you must trigger her emotions in a series of steps. In Shogun method, we call these steps the IRA model. All you have to do is to trigger a woman's emotions in these 4 steps. I, R, A, and E, and she's yours. Using the IRA model is crazy simple. All you have to do is trigger a girl's emotions in this 4-step sequence, and she'll be yours. It's that straightforward. And here's the best part. All you need to know about the IRA model is inside a beautiful 34-page digital book. It's 100% free, and you can get your hands on it here, iramodel.com. Now here's the catch. Not everyone qualifies to access the book, and there's good reason for that. You see, out of the 4 steps, the last, or the E step, is somewhat controversial and provocative. I can't tell you more except for this juicy bit. E stands for enslavement, and trust me, it's as incendiary as it sounds. For that reason, we have many enemies who want this knowledge destroyed. So, to protect this precious knowledge, we have put the book behind a secure wall. To get started, all you need to do is to go to iramodel.com. There, enter your email and follow the instructions carefully. Do that now because it's likely that this book will go away. It's simply a matter of time. The link is inside the video description below, iramodel.com.